Thanks for tuning in. Topping your news first tonight, one of the minors who was arrested for the fight at the Hemlani apartments, which resulted in a police officer being assaulted and hit with a chair, is now alleging police brutality against himself and another minor. The 15-year-old boy also alleges that the officer who was injured threatened to shoot him if he saw him out on the streets. The minor spoke to us on the condition of anonymity. Here's that interview.
I was drinking. I was drinking with my friends, and I was playing with my other friend, and he got up, punched me, then I hit him back. I got mad because I was already intoxicated. Then I started screaming. Then the cops came in.
One of the minors who was arrested for his involvement in the Hemlani apartments fight that resulted in a police officer being assaulted with a chair is alleging that the police beat him up. The boy admits that he was drinking when he got into a scuffle with his friend, which resulted in the police being called in the first place. However, the boy claims he was not involved with the resulting assault on the police officer. He also claims that when the police arrived, he complied with their commands.
He was assuming that I was resisting arrest, but I wasn't.
The boy says the officer became aggressive and slammed him to the ground. The officer who was on him then jumped off of him and ran towards the crowd where his partner was at.
Then I got up, I picked up a stroller. I dropped it back as the cops said to drop it. Then my friend told me to go home. I was walking down towards McDonald's, and then I sat down near the junkyard, across the junkyard, and I kind of fell asleep.
The 15-year-old then says that he awoke to the feeling of being kicked in the head.
Later, all I feel is cops kicking my head. They told me to get up. They said, get the up. There's dirty chickies, get up. Then I got up. I told them why they taking me, and they just punched me. But they don't have rights. I'm only 15 years old.
The boy admits he was intoxicated, which is why he passed out near the junkyard. But he's adamant that the police officers kicked him in the head and that one punched him in the eye for no reason.
They were pushing me into the car. Then I told them to stop pushing me, and out of nowhere, a cop just punched my face. Where did he hit you? My eye.
The boy says it was too dark and the officers had their lights on him, so he couldn't see any badge names or numbers.
I couldn't see them.
So then what? After they get punched, you then what?
I told him what the and then the cops like, what? Get in the car if I beat you up. So I got in, went down to the precinct.
The boy also alleges that while he was in a holding cell, the police officer that was hit by the chair came from the hospital down to the precinct.
He came back from the hospital and he threatened me by saying, when you see you on the road, he's gonna run me over, shoot me.
And the boy claims he isn't the only minor who was beaten up by police. He alleges that an in-law of his was also assaulted by police while in his home that same night.
He didn't do anything.
Was he involved in any of the fighting?
The crowd just blattered his name out, but he didn't do anything. He was just watching.
And what did they do to him?
They walked into his house without a search warrant, and they dragged him out of his door, and they slammed his head to the ice box, and then came to the precinct with the bloody ear.
The boy says that the other minor, his in-law, was brought down to the precinct while he was there, and he alleges that he saw that he had a bloody ear. The boy we spoke to claims that all of this happened to his in-law in front of his in-law's mother and his in-law's younger siblings. The boy we interviewed alleges he had bumps all over his head and a black eye and a swollen lip, all from the police.
I want to say that these cops need to stop what they're doing. You gotta stop hitting minors.
The boy admits that what he did by drinking with his friends and getting into a fight was wrong, but he also believes the officers were wrong.
So I didn't touch the cop, but they touched me.
PNC contacted GPD PIO Captain Kim Santos for a comment. Captain Santos could only say that if indeed a person was assaulted by a police officer, he or she has every right to file a criminal complaint and file a complaint with Internal Affairs.